All right, welcome to Coffee with Markus. As you can see, new desk, different camera angle, a lot of changes. But one thing is always the same. What we do in this show, first of all, we'll talk about what's happening in the markets right now. This will only take us 2 minutes or so. Then I will give you an update on my $500,000 account. Yes, it is a new month. What is today? Today is September 2nd. So I want to let you know how I finished August in this account. Then we will also talk about my current trades and the positions that I'm in right now. And then, as always, I'm taking your questions. So make sure that you put them in the chat and we'll chat about this later on. Okay, as you can see, a lot to talk about today. So let's get started. This show is about real money and real trades. I'll show you the trading strategies that I personally trade, the tools that I use to trade my own accounts, and we will talk about the right mindset of a trader. Now, talking about mindset, I'm going to show you how to create SRC Profits. And SRC stands for systematic, repeatable, and consistent, because that is the key to long-term success in the markets. So, if you are sick of all the hype and empty promises, and you want to learn trading strategies that actually work, then click on like right now and let's get started. All right, fantastic. Oh, what is happening there? It is already showing my screen instead of me. Yeah, as I said, new studio setup, and I'm still getting used to it to make sure that I'm hitting the right camera. Anyhow, so let's just spend 2 minutes to talk about what's happening in the markets, and then I'll give you an update of how I finished August in my $500,000 account. Did I achieve my goal, or was August tricky for me? So let's see. But let's jump over, take a look at the markets really quick of what's happening today. And it's a whole bunch of nothing. And here's why. So we are waiting for the jobs report tomorrow. So that's the big one tomorrow. As you can see here on Friday, we have the unemployment rate, the average hourly earnings, and the employment change that is coming out. And this is why this is such a big deal, because the Fed has two mandates. First of all, inflation, to keep inflation under control, which they say we got this. And the second is going towards full employment. And the Fed says we still have ways to go there. So we will see if the jobs report tomorrow comes out way better than expected, then it means that the Fed might actually scale back on its bond buying program, and this could send the markets lower. Yeah, this is one of these weird scenarios where good news actually means markets moving down. Anyhow, so today we are pretty much in a waiting pattern. This morning, well, let me actually show you this really quick. We had unemployment claims being released, and they came out in line with expectations. Lowest since the pandemic started in March 2020. So this is looking good. And here is how the markets are reacting to this. Let's actually, take a look. Here we go at the S&P. And we're going to a 5-minute chart so that you see what is going on here today. So this morning, the initial reaction, positive, diddling around, then a slide here shortly around lunchtime. And right now we are just heading, pretty much unchanged going into the close. So the S&P right now up 5 points, which is nothing. Looking at the Dow, very similar picture, not a whole lot going on. The Dow hanging in there up 60 points, and the NASDAQ slightly down. And this is what we see when we look at the FinWiz map here. So we basically see that, as always, it is divided here. We have all the value stocks. So the value stocks slightly in green hanging on. And then we have the growth stocks here that are slightly down. But anyhow, today is just a wait and see holding pattern. This is what we are seeing here in the markets. Anyhow, so this is just so that you know what is going on. But now let's actually talk about the $500,000 account update. And in order to do this, I need to shift a few things around. So I'm moving the iPad over here. Look at this, because I have a few notes here that I want to share with you. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. Let's share my desktop. And if this is your first time watching this channel here, let me give you a very brief background of what I'm doing here. So on January 12th or 11th, I put $250,000 of cash into an account. And this is a margin account, so therefore I have $500,000 in buying power. And so the idea here is I want to show you how you can trade for a living. Or you know what, actually to prove to you that it is possible to trade for a living. And therefore, for me, trading for a living means that I need to make around $15,000 per month. Now, $15,000 per month, this covering my living expenses. Now I know it's different for everybody. Yours might be higher or lower, but that's the beautiful thing. What we can do with an account when trading, you can increase the account, so you can trade a larger account or a smaller account depending on how much money you want to make. So the important thing here for me is that I'm generating SRC profits, because this is where I have to pay the bills, right? So I don't want any erratic profits where 1 month I'm making, let's say, $50,000 and the next month I'm losing $20,000. I mean, this is the trader roller coaster that many traders are on, and I don't want to be on a roller coaster. So I want to be very predictably, very stable here. And this is why I like to generate SRC profits, systematic, or repeatable, and consistent. So first, let me show you the results thus far. Where do we stand? So I need to move a few things up. And again, I started trading this account on January 11th. And as you can see, in January was a good month. I over exceeded my goal of making $15,000 per month, made $21,281. Now in February was even better, $26,000. March, $16,000, still overachieving. And then April wasn't that good. It was 10,000, but you see at this point I was way ahead of the game, so no worries here, all good. Then we had May, June, and July, and as you can see, in 2 months I did not achieve my goal, but the other months, what do we have? 7 months, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, I actually overachieved my goal. So going into August, going into last month, my total for the year in realized profits. This is important. We'll talk in a moment. We'll talk about realized and unrealized profits, because it's very important that you understand the difference. And again, every trader is treating this differently. And for me, it is important that I look at the realized profits, because that is the money that I've already made or lost, right? I mean, depending on what you're doing. So everything else is subject to change. As you know, every second, the unrealized profits are changing. So therefore you can count them. I mean, this will drive you crazy. So let's see, how much money did I make in August? Now, here is the tricky part. I'm switching over to my iPad again, because I want to show you something really quick. I logged into my Tastyworks account earlier, and I wanted to download the account statement for August. And go figure, it's not there yet. As you can see, there is no August statement just yet. So we have to log into the account, and we have to look for it a little bit quick and dirty, which is absolutely fine. So we can do this. Let's just come back here, and let's actually go into the account so that I can show you exactly what happened. So as you can see here, I'm using a custom filter of start date of 8/1. So this is August 1st until August 31st. And this is where it lists all of my trades that I did. So I did quite a lot of trades. So I had a Bank of America call here that I sold. I had Delta Airline puts. This was a funny trade. I can't remember how many I traded, maybe around 20 contracts. And as you can see, I got filled one contract at a time. So this was, it came in like, da-ding, 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 da-ding. As you can see, between 8:45, took a few minutes here. Then I sold some pain calls, some AEO puts, more pen calls, LVS puts, United Airlines, OIH, apps. So as you can see, it was a busy month. And when everything was said and done at August 31st, all of the transactions yielded $14,582. Now again, this is with a grain of salt when I get the account statement, which can be a few more days. And I didn't want to wait that long, because I know that many of you are super interested in knowing of what is happening here in my account. So when I get the account statement, it can be a few $100s up or down. It's usually not changing drastically. So usually there's a a few margin interest fees that could come on there, or some other regulatory fees. So, but it will be around $14,582. So let's just write this down here. So August, 14,000, what did I just say? $582. What does this mean? I did not achieve my goal of making $15,000. I'm a few dollars shy, but let's see where we are right now year to date. And as you know, my goal is to make $180,000 per year. So let's see where we stand right now. And we're using a handy dandy calculator. And on this handy dandy calculator, we will calculate, let me actually show you what I'm doing so that you know it. 131,874 plus 14,582. And this gives me the principal sum of 146,456. All right. So that's pretty good. I mean, we were almost at around 150,000 and I still have 4 months to trade. So let's just write this down. There we go. So this is looking good. This is looking good. So how exactly do I trade for a living? I'm using two different strategies. I'm using the wheel strategy and the PowerX strategy. Now, in this particular account, I'm mainly using the wheel strategy. All of the trades that I've done thus far this year in this account have been the wheel strategy. And we can take a look here at my open positions in just a moment. Also, if you're interested in this, I am trading a smaller account with the PowerX strategy. And if you want, we can take a look at this and I'll be happy to show you of what happened in August in this smaller account that I'm trading with the PowerX strategy. But first, let's go back to the wheel strategy. Because I actually want to talk now, after they had this update out of the way, about my current trades and also my current positions. And let's actually jump back here to the Tastyworks account and let's take a look at where we are year to date. So as you know, by the end of August, so August 31st, which was just a few days ago, I was at, what did I say? $146,456. And today, year to date, if you're looking at the realized P&L, it's $151,400. Yes! I cracked the $150,000 mark here. So that's good. This is in realized profits, what I traded on this account. So the past few days have been really good, mainly due to one position, apps. It has been working out really, really well. Now, but I also want to talk about unrealized profits and losses. And you see that there is a pretty big chunk that stands here of $120,000 that are in unrealized profits and losses. We'll take a look at these positions here in a moment. But as you can see, everything that I've closed out thus far has been profitable. As you can see here, the P&L after realized and unrealized has been pretty good. So there's 3 positions that I'm in right now where I'm slightly down. And we'll talk about this here in just a moment. But I also want to explain, and let's go back to this, of what is this wheel strategy? And since many of you might already know what the wheel strategy is, let me be mercifully brief here. And if you're new to the channel, explain you what it is. So the idea is to sell put options and collect premium. Okay, so that's what I have been doing to generate these profits. Now, step number 2, you might or might not get assigned. What does it mean? Well, if you're selling a put and on expiration day, the option is trading below your strike price, you have to buy the stock at the strike price. This is why it is super important to only trade stocks that, that you actually want to own. And that's what I've been doing most of the time, except one trade. We'll talk about this here in a moment. Anyhow, so once you are assigned, if you are assigned, then step number 3 is you're selling call options and collect premium. All right, I need a new keyboard. I need to go to the Apple store and swap it out. I've already been trying to blast it with what do you call it? Compressed air. It doesn't really clean it. I really want a new MacBook Pro, but I want to wait until the new one comes out with the new chip from Apple. which is hopefully in November. So another 2 months, and then I'm replacing this. Right now, I don't want to buy a new MacBook Pro when I know that Apple is coming out just a few weeks with a new one. Anyhow, okay. So you sell calls and you collect premium. That's pretty much it. And how exactly do I do this? Well, I have a tool. It is called the PowerX Optimizer. I'm showing it to you here right now. And with this tool, I do have a wheel scanner. And the wheel scanner actually shows me of what exactly I can do. What stocks are good to sell this premium on? What stocks are good for this particular strategy? So I'm using this tool every single day. You might have seen it probably, but you know what? Let's actually go and talk about the existing positions. And in order to do this, so that you see of what's happening and why I'm down here very significantly, and especially one of the positions, let me do the switcheroo and come back to you on the handy dandy iPad that you probably know. So we're sharing the iPad here. I'm switching to a daily chart, and now let's talk about the positions that I'm in. First of all, JWN. This here is Nordstrom. So Nordstrom, the retailer, right? And they reported earnings, and after they reported earnings, they tanked, right? And here's why. I mean, the earnings, they actually beat the earnings that analysts were expecting, but they said, you know what? The remainder of the year might not look that good. And what does this mean? Well, in the markets, right, we were not trading the past, I don't know. In the markets, we are trading the future. I don't know. What is the past? What is the future? We'll figure this out. Anyhow, so this is where they gave lower than expected guidance. However, it's Nordstrom. They're not going out of business. At least that's what I think. It's a super solid company. And if you go back to a weekly chart here and just look at what is happening here to Nordstrom. So we're going all the way back right now to 2012. I mean, look at this. Since here, 2012, oops, there we go. Since 2012, they have been very solidly trading above 40. Then in 2019, they dipped below 2000. Oh, and I need to share the iPad. Thanks. Okay. Good. Okay. So, right, they've been trading very briefly here below 30 in 2019. Then, of course, during the pandemic when they had to close all of their stores, but bounced right back. So I believe that this is a good and solid company here. Anyhow, right now, if you're looking at this on a daily chart, you see that we are trading below 30 here. So we are trading at 28.24. And this is why when we're switching back here and actually looking at the positions and we look at JWN, let me switch it over here. You see that right now I'm down around $5,300, right? And I mean, so $5,300. Keep in mind, that's a $250,000 account that I'm trading $500,000 in buying power. So this is, I want to say, the usual fluctuations here. So no big deal. So the other company that I have is LVS. LVS Las Vegas Sands. And here is where I made a small mistake. Not really a big mistake, but a small mistake. And here's what happened. You see, when we were reopening the economy a few months ago, I thought, you know what, Las Vegas Sands will do good because people are going back to Las Vegas. And they do. They certainly do. However, what I failed to know is that LVS, even though it's called Las Vegas Sands, sold its last property in Las Vegas and shifted all of its business to Macau. And because of the travel restrictions in Macau, it's looking pretty grim. So I got assigned a bunch of shares at a strike price of 58 and it kept plummeting. I was flying a rescue mission, so the rescue mission around 39, and yeah, this is why right now my cost basis is at 51.42. By the way, I see that somebody thinks that this is pre-recorded. No, it is not. And to prove it to you, right now it is Thursday, September 2nd, and it is 10 to 3 and this is Austin time. So it is 2:50 in the afternoon, 10 minutes before the markets close. This is not pre-recorded if you're watching it live, obviously. If you're watching the recording later on, then it will be recorded. Anyhow, okay. So this is where right now they're bouncing back as it seems that Macau is opening and lifting the travel restrictions. But I'm currently down in LVS. And let's actually take a look at this. And I'm switching over here in a moment. Let's do this. Let's switch over here. So LVS, let's actually take a look at this. Here we go. Here's LVS. So right now the open position is down 19,000, but I have been doing exactly what I told you I would do. Selling puts and calls right here. And because of that, I was able to already collect more than $6,000 in premium. So right now, real, okay. Say, I love option trading. I love options trading, if this is live. I love options trading. There you go. Couldn't resist. Okay, anyhow, so back to our regular programming after I satisfy Real Sabir S. Hope that helps. There you go. Good. So I didn't want to share this. So this is where I collected 66,000, down 19,000 on the stock. So in reality, I'm down $13,000 here, $13,499. And again, on a $250,000 account, that's not too bad. That'll be just fine. That'll be just fine. Okay. So, but the one trade that is really in trouble, let's go back here. So the one trade that is in trouble, and this is where I didn't follow my own advice. And this is where, what I say is, make sure that you're trading value stocks. And I didn't. I traded growth stocks. I traded a very speculative stock, and this is right. So let's go to this. So I've been trading right, and let's go to a weekly chart. So this is where I sold puts at a strike price of $21.50. And I got assigned at $21.50. Ouch. Right keeps plummeting. I lowered my cost basis twice by flying rescue missions. So my cost basis right now is $12.86. My break even, since I already collected a lot of premium on right while doing all this stuff here, is at $11.71. But as you can see, right now it's trading at $6.56. This means I'm sitting on a very healthy unrealized loss. And let's take a look at this to see exactly how much it is. And again, in order to do this, right, we need to calculate the premium that I've already made on right. So I made a little bit over $17,000 on right. The stock right now is down $94,000. I cannot zoom in here. So this is as large as it gets. Sorry about this. This is why I'm reading the numbers to you. And then this means that I'm down $77,000. And yeah, that's a pretty good chunk. So here is what needs to happen with right. I don't know how much you know about the company, so I'll be mercifully brief because I've been covering right quite a few times. They need to produce this darn truck. And they say that they will do this in September. They got a new CEO. The new CEO says funding is no problem because right now, right has actually 3 problems, or they used to have 3 problems. Number one, no truck, right? I mean, they have been pre-producing some and they have been doing a better, but they don't have a truck that they can sell just yet. Number 2, no CEO. Until last week, they didn't have a CEO. Now they have one, so this problem is gone. But number 3, no money. So now you understand why I say that this was a mistake going into right. So usually, most of my stocks, I mean, just look at this. Hold on. Let me just bring it up here and show you my account. Take a look at the stocks here on the left-hand side. Okay? AA, Alcoa, Apple, ABT, Abbott Laboratories, AEO, American Eagle Outfitters, AG, this is a silver miner, AMD, Abs Art, BA, Boeing, Bank of America, Camping World, Delta Airlines, Dropbox, Disney, Dick's Sporting Goods, Etsy. You get the idea, right? All of these are super solid value stocks. And then the one time I was bored, I was stuck in Florida because of the ice storm here in Texas. I was in my RV and I took this trade. And anyhow, So I'll keep you posted how I'm getting out of this here. Anyhow. So yeah, that is that. Oh, I want to show you a few other trades. So I mean, if you're interested, do you want to see how I did with the PowerX strategy in the last months? Is this something that you're interested in? And if so, do me a favor. Don't type yes, just click on like. It's easier for me to see this. Otherwise, the comments, and I'm looking at this monitor, this is where the comments are, they will fly by like crazy and I can't get to your questions, which I really want to get to here in just a few minutes. But I thought it would be cool to spend maybe 5 minutes and show you of what I've been doing here with the PowerX strategy and also the positions that I'm in. Okay, so, and we are going back to the handy dandy iPad. Now, I'm trading this in a Tradier account and their reporting is different. So here is what I had to do. I had to download this into Excel that I could actually show you the positions here. And I was mainly trading FUV. So this here was a buy and then I sold it again for a loss and I traded MUR. And MUR, I mean, geez, of Pete's. It came up 3 times and it was 3 times a loss. So for August, for last month, I'm down here in this account. This is a smaller account of around $20,000. And I'm down $991. That's what, around 5%. So this is what happened. I was mainly trading MUR and FUV. These were the only trades that popped up for me. But let me also show you my current position. So what came up here earlier this week when I was trading live with the mastermind. So we did enter OVV. I believe this was already last week. And this is up $456. CELH, we entered an option here, which is up $439. NKLA, you know what, I'll show you in a moment. And then today we entered plug and this is down right now. So this here is what, around $1,000. Is that boring to you if I quickly calculate it, or is that okay with you? So 439, let's just do this, plus 103 plus 456 minus 110. So that's, it's so funny. Okay, it is exactly $888. So the good news is if these positions are working out, then they're wiping out the loss and leave me hopefully with the profit here. So these are the positions that I'm in. Let me just show you very quickly on the PowerX Optimizer what this looks like. So I put them here in my watch list, and here's CELH. Let's actually start with OVV. This is a trade that I've opened the longest, and I'm switching on the trades here so that you can see this is right here when we entered the trade right here. And as you can see, it is nicely moving up, slow but steady. So good here. Then the next one, I believe the next one was Nikola. We entered this earlier this week. Oh no, this was just yesterday. This was just yesterday. So it was CLH that we entered a little bit earlier. As you can see, here is where we entered, right here on the green arrow. And this is moving up really, really, really nicely. So these were trades that PowerX Optimizer identified. And then plug was actually on the scanner today. So we entered today, since we're updating the data at the end of the day. Yeah, it doesn't show the entry just yet. It'll show it in a couple of hours here. You get the idea. So these are the 4 positions that I'm in right now. So CLH, NKLA, OVV, and plug. And I'll keep you updated on how these positions are doing. And all of them came up on the scanner. And thus far, it is looking good. So this here is the screenshot from a little bit earlier today. What I noticed is when I wanted to show you the account live that that actually shows my account number. I thought, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to show you my account number. I believe it is fairly safe and that you can't do anything with the account number, but who knows? Maybe I'm paranoid, but this is why I thought, I'll take a quick screenshot for you. So really, this screenshot, as you can see up here in the top, oh, you can see it. No, I just see that it doesn't show this where the date is, but somehow it seems to be cropped off. Okay, so let me come back here to you. And now let's actually take a look at your questions and comments because there are so many. I need to reach over here because this is how I can scroll through your comments somehow magically. And I will buy, actually ordered it already, a trackpad that I can do it here. Right now it looks awkward. Is that I really just got the desk 2 days ago. So 2 days ago, set it up. It's a custom-made desk. It is from Jordan Denton. Let me just show you. It's the son of Debbie, my CEO. And I just want to show you very briefly his website, just in case you're interested. So this is here. His website is Offcut Handmade. And he makes all sorts of custom furniture here. And you see there, you see a few custom projects with all different sorts of stuff. And this is where you can get a conference table if you want to. I just browsed his website and I saw, ooh, these desks look awesome, don't they? I mean, they're so amazing. And yes, what you cannot see right now on this desk, it is one of these, oops, there we go. One of these waterfall desks. So on this side right here, it has this nice waterfall, but you can't see it. Anyhow, good. So this is why I'm still setting it up. Hope that you're okay, that I'm also still a little bit shaky of, okay, where's the camera? Because I rearranged the camera setting, but I really like, by the way, this sign here, Wall Street, my daughter Vivian gave it to me, and now I can finally hang it. Before, the way how I had the camera, it would have looked really, really awkward. I think I'll leave it there. What do you think about the sign? Is that good there? Do you like it? I'll put some more in the background now that I have a little bit more room. Okay, geez, I'm getting distracted here. I wanted to look at your questions. So let's just see, and I need to scroll back. Oh my gosh, you are amazing. You're asking so many questions. Happy Thursday, so good to see everybody here. Günther from Germany, Jackson from Angola. Wow, that is fantastic. So David is asking, after being assigned, when you sell the call, is it a GTC order or a day order? Well, I usually like to work with day orders because I want to reassess the next day. The way how I personally trade, David, is that I'm just looking at the markets in the first 30 minutes of trading. So between 9:30 and 10 o'clock Eastern time. That's how I usually do it. And this is when I make my trading decisions here. All right. Gunnar says, like that you look. Okay, very cool. What is that video switch that you're using? Oh, this video switch here, it's a so-called Stream Deck. See, it's a Stream Deck, and there's all these magic buttons that allow me to do the cool stuff where, for example, I can right now click on hide comment, then the comment is gone, and you see I have these things flying in here. So this little switcher, I've always had it, you just never have seen it. Because previously my desk was really ugly. Now it's really, really cool. It's all about happiness, isn't it? Okay, so let me just see here what is happening in the markets and see a few new of the questions. Good. So let's see. All right. Gunnar says, I'm still working on getting the SRC thing right. I'm sure you're getting the hang on it. Just keep watching the videos. I mean, if you want to, subscribe to the channel. By the way, if all of this is pretty helpful, do me a favor and click on like, because when you do, this helps the YouTube algorithm to show it to more people. So anyhow, good. How would you change your strategy if all your goal was 100,000 per year? Well, I would just trade a smaller size, right? So then you can, so here's the magic formula, MH asset measurement. Okay, MH. My initials, Markus Heitkoetter. Okay, so here's the rule of thumb, right? So what you want to expect around 60% per year. So if you want to know how much you should have in your account, you're taking $100,000. If you want to make this divided by 0.6, so you should have 166,000 in your account, right? Or maybe 170,000, something like this. However, yeah, that's pretty much it. This is how you can change it. Super easy. Okay, cool. So what else do we have here? I really love all the questions. Yeah, share you your small account success. If you haven't by the time you, okay, we have already done this. So August was rough, and it's very easy because the markets didn't go anywhere. I mean, if you look at the markets here and just see what is happening, in August. So let's just take a look at the Dow Jones. So here, this is August, right? I mean, well, what do you see? What has the Dow doing the whole August? Not going anywhere, right? And if you take another look here, for example, at the Russell, you also see the Russell didn't go anywhere, small caps. So NASDAQ, for most of August, we have just been diddling around, and then just recently, towards the end of August, we start taking off here. But overall, August, I mean, for the PowerX strategy, you need to have a trending market, and we didn't have that, right? And this is why the wheel has been performing really, really great, and August was tough. Now that the markets are more trending, you have seen the positions that I'm in, it works out pretty good. Okay, cool. All right, I appreciate all the feedback on the new camera view. Still trying to piddle around a little bit. Okay, good. What else do we have? So there's Teresa, so good to see you here. Happy Thursday. MH Asset Management, question was really on selling puts with wider discount spreads and less premium. Is that risky or not worth it? You see, this is where I'm using the PowerX Optimizer, the tool, to actually find the best stocks to trade the wheel on. And then it also finds the best options. And I'm always looking at the bid price, right? Because if you want to sell, you can get a guaranteed fill at the bid price. Usually like to work the mid price here, but this is why I'm not too worried about the spread, because all I do when selling options is I'm looking at the bid price. So if I would hit the bid, if I had to do this, which I rarely do, but if I had to do this, would I still make enough money? So therefore, the spread really doesn't matter. Are you worried about the unrealized losses? No, I'm not. And here's why. The unrealized losses, they change every single second, right? So I'm not worried about it. I've been trading for a long time. And I know that this unrealized profits and losses has been developed by somebody who hates traders, because it's driving you crazy, right? I mean, what counts, at least for me, is the money that I have in the bank, right? I just happen to have a few $100s laying around here on my desk. It's just always to remind me that money is easy to make, right? And that there's an abundance of money. And this is why on my desk, I always have a little stack of $100 bills. I don't know. It makes me happy when I look at who is the lucky dude here? Benjamin Franklin, right? Anyhow, so no, I'm not worried about this at all. Because you say, well, at some point, you eventually take some losses. No, I mean, I'm planning to hold it. I think that this stock will go back up to my break even, which is at $11.71. I mean, we're getting there. So I think I'll be fine here. Okay. So Edwin, yeah, if I had to liquidate right now, absolutely. Yeah, and I don't want to liquidate right now. I don't have to. This is why I always keep saying, do not trade with money that you need. Because if you have to liquidate, it's the worst position that you can be in. If you have to liquidate, you have to sell probably at a loss, or you have to sell too early. So please make sure that the money is in your account, that you don't need this. So this money that I've tied up right now in these trades, I don't need it. I mean, I can hold on here onto this. I have other money in my checking account where I can make sure to pay my bills. Okay, anyhow, Lisa, can you buy the, you don't want to, trust me on this one. You don't want to do this. Okay, all right. Anyhow, good. AJ is asking, has anyone tried this method and has been successful? I'm pretty sure there's probably a ton of people who have told you that they have been trading it the same way and that they're actually doing really, really well. Realizing tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay. Oh, AJ, it was you with the pre-recorded. It's not. Okay. Anyhow, so let's see. Armin said, what indicators do you use? So here I'm using 3 indicators, and it is the stochastics, MACD, and RSI. I've done a video. I'll link to it in the description where I explain the indicators in detail. I'll also see if the team can put it somewhere there. I should point there in the chat. That's probably where the chat is, right? Anyhow, so Armin, you can take a look at this. It'll be cool. All right, let's see what else. How is RIDE impacting your money management? Not at all. I mean, it is not at all, because I have some money tied up, but let me show you. It's next to nothing, the money that I've tied up in right here. So let me just share my desktop, and you see on the very far right, I hope that you can see it, you might have to zoom in, it says in right now, the capital that I've tied up is $40,000. So it's not a whole lot that I've tied up in this right trade, right? And here's why it is only $40,000, because I'm using a margin account. By the way, it's super important that you use a margin account the right way. And I did a video on this, how to trade on margin. I'll link to it in the description. But it does not impact my money management at all. Okay. And yeah, Gunnar, absolutely. It's nothing that I invented. The wheel strategy has been around forever and a day. It just, you see, everybody puts a unique spin on this. It really depends on how you use the wheel strategy, right? I mean, some people like to sell puts at a certain delta level. For me, it's more at a support level, right? So I have a unique way, I believe, maybe I could be completely wrong, but I think I have a unique way of how I trade the wheel strategy that has allowed me to make to have $151,000 in profits based on $250,000 in cash thus far this year. I need to move the money a little bit further back, because the AC just kicked on and started blowing the money away. What do you know? Okay, good. All right. So yeah, here you booked over 13,000 realized profits since April using these techniques. Absolutely. And there's Gary using the wheel since the beginning of June 2021. After 54 trades, I've 45% annualized. Thanks for sharing, Gary. I really like that that everybody's sharing how well they're doing here. What else do we need? JR says, what do you care if it is live? it doesn't really matter. We were not trading live here because I did that this morning already with my mastermind. I'm just doing it in the morning. And right now, just a few minutes ago, the market's closed anyhow. Okay, so Lisa says, I got assigned 5 times in a row. I have a really good reason not to like TD Ameritrade. Lisa, if you got assigned, it's probably because you picked a strike price that might have been a little bit too close to the current price, right? So it's not necessarily the broker who is assigning you, right? I mean, if your option gets into the money at expiration, you'll be automatically assigned no matter who you have as a broker. I mean, TD Ameritrade, Tradier, E-Trade, Schwab, TD Ameritrade, they all do that. They all do this. So anyhow. All right. Yeah, and Tom says one possibility is that you can roll, so you can do this. Gunnar says, have you any plan to sell any more puts? No, because the way how I do my rescue missions is I do them in thirds, and I did 3 rescue missions, right? A third, a third, a third. So right now I'm done. I lowered my cost basis to a point where I'm comfortable. And right now I'm just waiting to see if we come back up here. So we shall see. And John says, when you get assigned in the stocks in the wheel strategy, do you then sell calls on the same strike price that you were assigned? Not necessarily, not necessarily. You see, this is where I have the calculator here that I use. And as an example, I just want to show you a very specific example on apps, right? So on apps, my stock purchase price was $55. And this is where I was assigned 1,800 shares. And the strike price that I was actually selling, it was actually 58. I haven't updated it yet. So I did sell it above at 58. Let me just update it here. And I sold it for $2.45. And here's why I did it. And now I'm zooming in again so that you can see it, right? Because this gives me, where's my pen? There. This gives me 813% annualized. I mean, this was here a $9,000 trade, I believe. Or did I sell the 57? I'm not quite sure if it was the 58 or 57. So I would have to look it up. It could have been the 57. Because I think, as far as I remember, it was an $8,000 trade. So this is where use the calculator. And as long as the calculator shows green or even orange, you're fine here. Right? So this helps me decide of where I want to sell calls. But great question. Great question. Okay. So let's see Emerson, it's good to see you learned a lot with the videos. I'm glad. So that's why I'm doing this. And I mean, Mark says, appreciate your positive attitude. I mean, everything seems to be doom and gloom, right? And there's so many people out there on YouTube who look just angry into the camera and yell at you, right? I mean, what is it, Mad Money, Kramer, or others as well? And I mean, I just want to show you what trading is all about. I want to prove to you that it is possible to make a living with trading, because many people don't believe that this is possible, but it is. And this is why I'm here. This is why I'm showing you my account. I'm showing you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yeah, I'm showing you the good. I have a bunch of realized profits. The bad, I'm still in a few trades, and the ugly is the right trade, right? This is what happened as a trader. I mean, there's nothing for me to hide, right? Because when you start trading, you will have the same issues as I'm having. You might get stuck in a trade, and the important thing is you need to know, how do you deal with this, right? Okay, anyhow, cool. And sell a lot of trades, was severely down on Mara and then got out. Will be called away with a strike price. Fantastic. Good. There you go. Okay, so Bruno, this was probably a follow-up from the right trade here. All right, what else? John goes into the same trades. Lisa says, I think 90% of trading is patience. You're so right. You're so right. Yeah, and sometimes it's really that there is nothing to trade. And when there's nothing to trade, don't trade, right? It's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. All right, let's see. John says, I was on the fence with Plug because it looked flat since March. But let me show you something. It's super important. I mean, you bring up a good point. So if you're looking at the P&L chart, right, and we're looking here, and I want to switch to, not conservative, I want to switch to the quick trades, because that's what we are scanning for, right? So let me just show you this according to the quick trades. So take a look at this. You see why it is flat? So why is it flat? Because during this time, we didn't take any trades. So during this time, you can basically cut this out. And then there was a small win, and there was a small loss. And then again, here during this time, there weren't any trades, right? I mean, John, is this making sense? So in your mind, imaginary, you would have to cut this out, and then we still have a very nice P&L. Does this make sense? So this is where it helps if you show the trades on the chart and you see, well, when there were no trades, don't worry about it being flat, okay? All right, anyhow. Cool. So Mohammed says, how many stocks positions do you have in any given moment for the $500,000 account? 5. I like to have 5. Sometimes I have a 6th one, but that's very rare. I'm usually at around 5 or 6. Okay, cool. What else do we have? Gunnar says, NKLA is a surprising choice. Why? I mean, just let's take a look at this together. If we take a look at NKLA, yeah, and we just look at the P&L chart here, right? I mean, what do we see here on the P&L chart? I mean, overall, this is moving out nicely. Yeah, the first trade was a losing trade, but ever since, see, it's moving up nicely. Nothing here, so flat here. Again, like John, you said, right? Flat here. Why is it flat here? Because there were no trades. Why is it flat here? Because there were no trades, right? Does this make sense? So this is why I don't think it was a surprising choice. Anyhow, good. John says, entered so same trades. Perfect, John. There you go. Except CLAH. Not sure I missed this one. It happens. Okay. So John, yeah. So with a smaller account, $25,000 account, you're absolutely right. You should have 3 to 4 positions. That is perfect. That's actually perfect. And as you work your way up, right, as you go to $40,000, $50,000, this is when you can go to 4 to 5 positions. So that's what I would do, John. But you're on the right track. Okay. So Tom says, is there any reason why you don't use the wheel strategy on stocks you would like to be short and sell calls? Yeah, because this is super dangerous. Tom, selling calls, selling naked calls, not covered calls, selling naked calls is the most dangerous trading strategy there is. Because here's the deal. When I'm selling puts, how low can a stock go? To 0. That's it. How high can a stock go? Look at Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. What is it? 30,000, 60,000. Look at Amazon, 3,000. I mean, there's no limit to the upside. There's always a limit to the downside. So be super careful here. Anyhow. All right. Cool. Heath says, what do you think about the TC2000 platform? I haven't seen it in a while. I mean, I know that, is it Warden Brothers? They've always been around at the Traders Expo in Las Vegas, right? Showcasing their platform. I haven't seen it in a long time, so I can't really tell you what is happening here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so are you nervous about right? No. Do I wish that I would not be in this trade? Yes. Do I wish that I would not have been bored and take it? Yes. Do I wish that I would have not violated my own rules? Yes. See, I have the mug here. It says, follow your plan. I didn't have the mug when I was in the RV in Florida during the ice storm, and it haunts me right now. Right, so make sure that you follow your plan. My plan is to trade this on value stocks, and I've been doing really well doing this. Okay, cool. Eric says, are you now selling a 30 call on JWN? Yeah, exactly. That's actually what I did right now. I can show you. So Eric, so JWN, let me just show you right here. See, I sold 33 because I have 3,300 shares. So I sold the 30 call earlier, and I'll make like $400 or $500 on this. And this was a super quick trade. I mean, just 3 or 4 days. Anyhow, good. Let's come back here. Oh my gosh, it's already late. But hey, it's so good to see you here. So I take a few more questions here, and yeah, I need a wheel baller sign. However, that's something that basically it's Teresa's trademark. she coined it here. Okay, wannabe trader, so good to see you here live. Absolutely. Okay, well, servus Max, great stuff. Will works well in the current market, makes me happy. Vitazo. Okay, Max, where are you from? Sounds, are you from Germany, Austria, Switzerland? Anyhow, Wannabe's Trader says, yeah, has changed my life. I'm so glad. Okay, Lisa says, I'm playing with $2,000. Not even supposed to be here. You see, and Lisa, don't get me wrong. There are probably trading strategies that you can use with $2,000. The way how I trade, not really. Right, I believe that even for the PowerX strategy, you should have at least $5,000 to $10,000. If you're trading the wheel, you should probably be somewhere at around, I want to say $20,000 to $30,000. That would be good. Yeah, but Lisa, of course you should be here. You should be here and learn. I mean, you can never learn less, right? Who knows? Maybe you get a bonus. Maybe you get an inheritance. Maybe you get, I don't know, a tax refund. Maybe you get, I don't know, a lot of things can happen, right? Where suddenly you have a lot of more money and then you know how to trade it. Okay. Very, very cool. Oh, Jody, so good to see you. Your monthly profits consistently showing. So Jody is also in our mastermind here. Justin says, do you ever take any zero DTA trades? No, there's 0 days to expiration. I don't. The shortest I do is 1 day. And very rarely I do this because it's only a few $100. Anyhow, so good. Okay, hey, we need to wrap up. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you want to see some of the older videos with the old desk, I'll have some popping up right now. It's for the wheel strategy and the PowerX strategy. We either do it this way or we do it this way. Martin have these videos popping up. Take a look at these so that you know exactly how I'm trading, or watch any of the other videos on my channel. And I will see you in the next video. Take care and make sure to subscribe. All right, now watch the other videos. See you soon.